Hi everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a teacher here at Bigwig Language Center in Moscow. I've been teaching English in Russia for 2 years now, and I've been teaching English for almost all of that time. So, today we're starting a series of courses about how to speak English, focusing on English slang and English phrases. So, as a native speaker from London, I perhaps know a bit more about modern English and which phrases and which kind of slang we use today in England, not some slang from 100 years ago. So, this is our first lesson in the series, and we're going to be focusing on conversational phrases. Little phrases that we say how to start a conversation, what you can say in the middle when you want to ask some questions, and how to say goodbye in different ways. So, firstly, maybe some of you have learned at school or university the question, the phrase when you meet somebody, how do you do? Well, if you have, then I suggest that you unlearn it very quickly, because it's really old-fashioned. If you say this phrase, if you meet somebody and you say, how do you do? You sound like you come from the 19th century, maybe even the 18th century. So if you say it, don't worry, it just sounds a bit funny, but nowadays it's much cooler to say some different things when you first meet somebody. So I'm going to teach you some other ways to say that, to be more modern and more up-to-date. So what we often say now, not how do you do, we'll cross this one out. How are you doing? Hi, nice to meet you. How are you doing? And remember, in English we like to squash the words together sometimes, kind of mix them. So it's not like how are you doing, but how are you doing? How are you doing? And we can also just say sometimes, how are you doing? Especially in America, maybe some of you are fans of Friends, maybe some people know Joey's cool line where he says, how you doing? So that's like a little bit more informal, quite relaxed, maybe just for your friends, but you can say that one too. Another one that we use a lot now is to just say, what's up? What's up? So maybe you know as well, Bugs Bunny, he always says, what's up, Doc? When he's eating his carrot. Well, you can just say when you meet somebody, usually when you know them a little bit better, but you can say, hey, what's up? And it means like, what's going on? How are you? Just a casual way to say that. So now another one that maybe is not the best one to use all the time because it's just from British English, but in Britain we often say, instead of saying how are you or what's up, we say alright. And it means it's like a question like, are you alright? Like, is everything okay? How is your life? I hope everything is good. But we can just make it very short for our close friends, and especially for men, they might just say to each other, hey, alright, or hey, you alright? And it's just very relaxed, very informal. So I might meet my friend, and I might say, hi John, you alright? And he might say to me, alright Chris, and it's like very friendly and informal. So, let's go on to some other words we can use and phrases when we're asking people what's going on in their life and you want to start a conversation. So you can say, what are you up to? Up to, in this case, means like, what have you been doing in your life? What's your job? Is your job the same as last time? Do you have a new girlfriend or boyfriend? Maybe you got married, something like that. What have you been up to? What are you up to? It's like, what are you doing at the moment? What are you busy with? Do you have a new hobby maybe? You could also say, especially if somebody, maybe you know that somebody has some news or some new information, you could say, tell me everything. And this means you want to hear all the details, you want to know everything that's been going on, and this is usually for a close friend. Maybe you haven't seen them for a little while, and you want to say, oh, come on, I want to know what's been happening. Tell me about your life. Tell me what's been happening. So especially, maybe it's some kind of gossip. You might say, tell me everything about your new your new partner. Tell me everything about your new job. What's going on? I really want to know. So it's like, shows you're enthusiastic, and it's a nice thing to say. So sometimes you have to ask something that's maybe a bit personal or something like this. So how can we say that without being rude? Of course, you don't want to just ask somebody a very personal question and upset them. So we can use some phrases to make this more polite and gentle without giving any offense. So you can say, if you don't mind me asking. So you say this just before you ask somebody a question which is maybe a bit personal, or maybe they don't want to talk about it a lot. So you could say, if you don't mind me asking, why did you leave your old job? If you don't mind me asking, why is there that big hole in your car? What happened? But maybe it's a secret, maybe it's something personal. So if you say, if you don't mind me asking, it's like saying, oh look, I understand if you don't want to talk about it. Maybe it's personal. Something you can say if maybe you have to cancel your meeting with somebody, or something has happened suddenly, maybe you have to go, then you can say, something's cropped up. If something crops up, then it means that it just like appears suddenly or from nowhere. So imagine you're with some people and you get a phone call, and imagine it's your mum, and she says, oh, I need your help, and it's your old mum and you have to help her, of course, so maybe you have to go. So you might say to your friends after the phone call, sorry guys, something's cropped up, I have to go early. So it's like a way that you don't have to give them all the details, but you can say something's just happened suddenly, sorry, I have to go. So you just say something has cropped up, and you can keep it like a secret. Okay, so when you're saying goodbye to everybody, how can we say goodbye? What's a nice thing to say? Not just goodbye, what other things can you say? So one very nice one, especially if you met somebody for the first time, is you can say, it was lovely to meet you. I'm very happy to meet you, it was really nice, and I'm glad that we're friends now. And it's like saying, yeah, we're friends, and I hope we can maybe meet another time. So that brings us to the next phrase. We can say, keep in touch or stay in touch. And this means, yeah, let's stay friends, let's stay in contact, let's communicate. So you might give somebody your phone number or some contact details and say, keep in touch. It means like, I'm happy to communicate with you. Feel free to send me a message or call me sometime. I would like to meet again. So that's a very nice thing to say to somebody when you first met them and you want to tell them that, yeah, I like you, I think you're a cool person, we should meet again. Lastly, there's a good phrase that's like an exclamation. You can say it. Say, don't be a stranger. It means, don't be like somebody in the street who I don't know. Don't act like a stranger. Now we're friends, now we know each other, so now we can talk, communicate, and it would be really cool. So it's like, don't be a stranger. Now you're my friend. Be my friend, don't be a stranger. So I say to you now, don't be a stranger. You're always welcome to come to Bigwig, and we're glad to see you at any of our lessons and clubs. So watch out for the next video, coming soon. Bye guys.